Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have one more project named CyberSuraksha. It is a Next.js plus TypeScript based application developed by my friend, and we are going to containerize the whole application, creating pipeline and deploy it over the servers. So let me explain you the basic workflow of the project, what we gonna do, and how we implementing those into these projects. So let me explain the project. So first, we have a code in our local machine. Inside my local machine, it is a Next.js bus TypeScript based code. So we are going to write the Docker file from scratch, right? So we are going to push those code to a GitHub repository, and using webhook trigger, Jenkins will trigger that code is modified or not. Then at the end, uh, so where the Jenkins is running, so we have AWS server where the Jenkins is installed, and we are going to configure with all plugins that we required to a Jenkins, and we are setting that webhook trigger for that project. And at the end, we have some stages there. So we will write some stages of Jenkins and pushing those code to a Docker hub. So the image will be permanently stored there as a latest. So at the end of the stage, the end stage will be uh, pulling that image from a Docker hub and running this application in a server with a port of 3000. So isn't it cool? It is actually a local to production ready approach. How do we create one pipeline for a application from local uh, to server? our server is running right now. Let's connect with the server here, then connect. Okay. As we have installed Jenkins and configure it. So for that we required the public IP of it. So let me show you that for the sake of purpose, I have attached an elastic IP to a server that actually maintains the state of that particular instance. If I stop the instance, it will never affect the resource running or service running inside it. So I have created one as a IP and attached it to a EC2 server that we just created, right? So for that, how you gonna do it, right? So first, click here, allocate elastic IP, then inside your region create one IP. If you want to give it a tag, give it tag, or otherwise allocate and create one elastic IP. Then after creating, go to the elastic IP and click that elastic IP, and inside action we have associate elastic IP. So here we have to choose that EC2 instance by which we gonna associate it, right? So do this to maintain our EC2 instance state. So okay, so let's start our Jenkins. For that, let's copy the public IP of the instance. As we all know, Jenkins is running out port 8080, right? So hit it and yeah, it is running. So we have no project right now. So for our project, we required some plugins, right? So let me show you what and all plugins are required to install or run those applications. So right, inside plugins, the plugins will be listed on a screen if you want. Okay. Inside available plugins, we required Node.js. Yeah, Node.js. Then we required Docker. Docker. Docker is running. Docker is installed, so we require Docker plugin. Sorry, Docker plugin has a Docker pipeline, right? So let me see. Yeah, Docker pipeline is also installed. So let me install just Node.js and inside available or installed plugins, we'll see the Docker and Docker plugins is there or not. So Docker, yeah, here we see Docker pipeline and Docker plugin in installed, right? So yes, that's it. The plugins are required. So configuration is done. Plugins are installed. Uh, as we installed the Node.js, we need to go to a system or tools somewhere. Let me check. Uh, no, not in Jenkins. Here in tools, we have to go to, yeah, here in Node.js installation. We have to give it a name like Node.js and install a latest Node.js version. It's a latest one. So latest. Okay. And apply and save. Okay. So everything is ready. So pipeline is ready to create. So let me walk you through the Docker file and Jenkins pipeline that we are going to build. So right. So here we have an application. Let me zoom in. Yeah. Here we have an application which is a CyberSuraksha, and here we have node modules, and I have written an basic pipeline. As you seen in my previous video, I have shown you that how we gonna create a pipeline for front end based React based application. So hope you practiced it and let me walk you through the Docker file I have written for this project. So for that, like I have given a repository, GitHub repository, drop down in a description. So and here we have I have listed down everything. So for that, we have required Node.js version, which is 20 Alpine as the latest. Then we required some Alpine based package to run in a background in a server. So sorry, in a container. Then we're gonna create one working directory, and as we seen in the last video, we are going to copy the whole package dependencies, package.json, package.json into that working directory. It is npm CI, that is the latest version of the CI that will install the npm modules. And then again, we are going to take Node.js as Alpine image, then creating working directory. So here we are going to pass those node modules from a our first stage to second stage. Then there is a public Supabase URL. As I say, the application has a Supabase URL. So if you have MongoDB URL or anything, so search on a MongoDB documentation. How do we implement in a container and implement it according to you? So here we have passed an environment variable as a credentials. So pass it accordingly. Then we are going to run and build the whole application. Then at the stage of third, we are going to install as a runner, again creating working directory, creating environment variable, run some Node.js commands. Then we are going to use as a user as a edge Nginx, and exposing that application to a port 3000, right? So hostname will be 0.0.0, that will be anywhere accessible. And server, we are going to implement the node application in a server.js. So uh, as you see, there is a no server.js application, sorry, file. So inside as inside next.configure.mjs, we are going to configure the output standalone application that will create a server.js file inside container, right? So we are going to run this that server.js file and expose it to a 3000 port, right? So that's the Docker file I have written for that this application. Then let's has if you have ever seen an Jenkins tutorial anywhere, so let me create first Jenkins file pipeline. Let me show you the pipeline, and then give it a name like for example CyberSuraksha. Okay, and then okay. Here we are going to use a webhook trigger for our application, which is present inside our GitHub repository. So we are going to set up and GitHub webhook trigger. Uh, that means whenever the new code been pushed to a repository, it will automatically trigger the application is updated, and automatically create an application inside a container and push it to a Docker hub, right? So create it, and here we have to write one basic syntax of pipeline script. I have already written the steps, so I will copy this uh, inside Jenkins file. So I am going to use and pipeline SCM. So from where it will take the script, right? Declarative script. So let me check it. And as you see, we are going to give it as a script path. So Jenkins file is a name that is present inside my code, right? So here we have Jenkins file. Here I have configured everything that needs to be updated inside this project. So this is a declarative pipeline. So make sure you have the name Jenkins file inside the path script as it is inside Jenkins file with the same name. So it will take that code or declarative pipeline scripts from this application itself. So let me walk you through the script and stages we are going to use, right? So this is the basic syntax of pipeline from where you get. So I will show you here. If you select pipeline script or hello world application, this is a basic syntactical stage, and we are multiplying those steps like this block and this block. We are going to implement those multiply those steps and create and various stages for our pipeline, right? So I'm using pipeline script from SCM. So this is a name, and here we are going to use Node.js. So the make sure the tools we are using it Node.net has a Node.js. So the name should be as same as Node.js name that we are given in a tools of a manage Jenkins right now. So this is a GitHub repository which I have created. So let me show you how to create a GitHub repository. Sorry, Docker Hub repository. So I have my profile here, Docker Hub. Search for a Docker Hub. Go inside Docker Hub. Make sure you have Docker Hub account or email login within your account. So it will be easy. So inside repository, I have created one repository for that this project itself. So I have been working on this project right last from 2 days. So I have created one repository. This repository. Let me show you the how we create a repository basically. So here we have create repository option. Create repository. Give it a name, and whatever your project name will be, give that name to this repository. And if you want to give a description, you can make it as a public and create it. It will create one repository for you. Okay. So I have also created the repository 19 hours ago, and just pushed one image of that application. So it will be easy. There is a run command as we seen in the last video. So there is a run command how to build the image from scratch and push it to a Docker Hub. So there is a this is a push command already given. So we just have to copy this, and after creating a container or image, we just push it to a Docker Hub using this command, right? So it will be easy to you. uh, Let me show you the GitHub. Okay, this is my repository of CyberSuraksha. Let me show you. Yeah, this one. It is public for now. This is a basically a GitHub repository. Okay, so here that's how we first create and get a Docker repository, and make sure you have GitHub repository where the actual code application is present, right? So here everything is ready, right? So I am going to explain, right? So there is a Docker credential. So what is Docker credential here? So let me show you. Inside make sure you apply save, and here inside credential, you are here to pass some credential, right? So I have already passed and credential of Docker. So what are the credential of Docker, right? So here we can create a credential. So what are the Docker credentials? So if you want to access a Docker from anywhere, we need credential, right? So here in Docker Hub, we have username. Okay, so go to the account setting, and inside account setting, make sure you remember your username. This is your username, and inside personal access token, uh, for the sake of access the Docker for from Jenkins, we need and generate a new token. So right here you click on generate new token, give it a description or name, and make it as a read, write, and delete. So you may create one token and pass it to a Jenkins credential. So how do we pass it, right? So add it credential. So has our we have username and our personal access token. We are going to use a username and password. Click it and click it to next. Okay, here pass that username and pass that password has a that's personal access to key token. So make sure you copy it and store it somewhere. Give it a 30 days of access or somewhere customized access, and create the credential, right? So after creating credentials, give it a name like inside Docker has a Docker credentials, and copy that name, and same name you have to give it to year. for the sake of reference to of particular pipeline stages, we are going to create a credentials, right? So for the container here has an environment variable, we are passing the container name and port, right? So from here we are going to write some stages of a pipeline. So checkout stage, where from the code is taken from the GitHub repository, and then the image building stage. Here you're seeing that Supabase URL, right? So with the credentials, Supabase URL. So here I am going to pass my Supabase URL and Supabase Annoy key. So this is a secret keys. So how do I pass? Same way as we pass the Docker credentials, we are going to pass and credentials of our Supabase, right? So here we have secret text. Inside secret text, give it a next. I have already created. So here as we pass as Supabase URL, same name you have to pass here as a Supabase URL, and that URL you have to paste it here. Same way you are going to create an uh, Annoy key, which is a Supabase Annoy key, and pass it to a credential, right? As I pass an Docker credentials, Supabase URL, Supabase Annoy key. That's all we required for this project, right? So back it, and after building this stage, as we see this command build command, it will create an image, and with the latest tag, then we are going to push it to a Docker hub. So we are going to pass the Docker credentials that we have already used as a username and password. Then we are pass the argument and log into a Docker user with a password and push it to a Docker repository, right? So that's it. That's all the stages, and uh, by this step the Docker image is being pushed to a Docker hub, right? So after pushing the Docker hub image to a Docker hub, we are going to pull that latest image, uh, as I have mentioned here as a hashtag. So what we are going to do? So pull this Docker image and restart it and start it a port of at 3000, right? So this will run the application inside our server. So this this is a basic pipeline I have written. So if you have any doubt, how do we write the particular stage, let me know in the comment section. I will explain it to you. And now we are going to set up our GitHub webhook. So go to the project, right? Yeah, here in configuration, we are we have done with everything, right? Here we have to pass our GitHub repository URL. So for that I have this GitHub repo. I will copy that URL and paste it to here, right? After that, we need the credentials. No, there is no credentials for that. It is public repository, right? Make sure you have a specific branch name. Like if this is my application which is running on master node, so I will give it as a master. Then we are as we are using GitHub webhook trigger, we are going to configure the GitHub webhook. So how to set a GitHub webhook, right? So inside settings, go to the that repository. Inside settings, uh, here we have something like GitHub webhook. Go to here, and I have already done. So delete it. Okay, I have to pass the pass key. Add the webhook. Here we have to pass that server IP here slash GitHub hyphen web slash, right? So this is basic syntax of a URL. We have to add this GitHub webhook as a slash as a webhook. Then use application JSON. Then send me everything and create a webhook. Refresh it, or yeah, as we see here, it is giving as a right tick, it means our GitHub webhook trigger is now attached to a repository. If we do anything in a project, it will trigger automatically. So done with the GitHub webhook trigger, and then go to this, then okay, everything is okay. Acha. Then is ready right now. So let's apply those changes and save. Okay. So I think everything is ready. If we face any issue, so we will fix it off. That's what the DevOps engineer do, right? So troubleshooting is our main motto, right? So first, let me check where I am. So I am inside the folder. So I will push the code to a GitHub repository. So for that we use git add. First we add all files. Then we use git commit hyphen m with let's give it a like update 1. Okay, enter it. It will show you that 47 lines are inserted and 27 was deleted. So clear, and then we'll push it to a Docker. Sorry, not a Docker, Git repository. So git push origin master. Okay, it will push the code to Docker repository, right? Okay. Now we see here the after pushing the we just push and code. So finished waiting. It automatically triggers the pipeline. So let's show you. Here we have some stable, something like stages, pipeline overview. Look, here, first step, that is checkout SCM is done. Tool install done. Checkout done. Docker build is somewhere lagging behind, right? So for that, we just go to our console outputs. Here inside our project, we have something called build, and inside this, we can see the logs, right? So what's the problem? Uh,
One eternity later.
so the issue was solved. The basically issue was like in the credentials, we have given a credential inside the systems and global, right? So inside global, we have given a credential of Docker credential, Supabase here credential. So there was a Supabase URL credential error while creating it and in a secret text. You know, uh, I have passed an ID name. Look here, I have to pass the credentials, and here I have to pass the ID name. But I have passed an ID name here and secret credential inside ID. So that was the issue. It is not taking an that particular secret key from these credentials inside the Jenkins pipeline. So as we see, the build was success. Okay, so let me show you once again. What if I did some changes in this project, right? So like right inside git ignore, I will add something like space, one space, right? So control S, and I will add this file by using, first I will clear the screen. Okay, by using git add dot, it will add the file. Let's commit it git hyphen m with update 2. Okay, let's add it and push it to a GitHub. Git push origin master, right? It will push the code, right? And when we push the code to a Docker, sorry, GitHub, then Jenkins will automatically trigger the pipeline changes, as you see here inside let it show. Yeah, inside this you see pipeline overview. Here you see, and whatever stages we have, right, whatever stages we have written, like for first stage we have written a checkout stage, then we are going to install some packages, then again checkout, then we are going to build the image, then push it to a Docker Hub, and pull it from our local that server, and again we are exposing to port number 3000. So I have not shown you that while creating a EC2 instance, we have not enabled a port 3000, right? So inside security group, go to security group. Inside security group, add port 3000. Right now, I have added here inbound rule and at the port 3000, right? And save the changes. After that, as you see, the image is inside our server, right? So let me show you the application. First is go to that EC2 instance. Inside details, copy the public IP of instance, paste it over the browser with the port 3000. Okay. So yeah, so our application is running. It's a CyberSuraksha application. Inside it is running on container. So let me show you in a container. Uh, it is visible, right? So this is a project. We have built an so what we did, right? So let me walk you through again. We write a Docker file, which will actually containerize the whole application. We have written some Jenkins stages, Jenkins pipeline basically, uh, and this Jenkins is installed in our server. So this is our AWS server, where everything is installed, and we have installed the Jenkins inside this server, then configuring all plugins, credentials, and then we have written those then inside this configuration, uh, we have selected and GitHub Webhook trigger, by which the code changes will be triggered, and inside then inside this shell we have selected a pipeline script from SCM, because the pipeline we have written inside Jenkins file for the sake of security purpose, right? So we have credentials there for that. Then we have given a credential URL, and then branch name, right? So that's it. And after done with all, we just push the code to Docker, sorry, Git repository, and uh, just we pushed the Jenkins will automatically trigger because of the GitHub Webhook trigger, and it will build a container, push it to a Docker Hub, pull it from Docker Hub, and run it in a server in a port 3000. Okay, so this is a good application. We have login. So for example, I have login with the okay. So here it will go to a Supabase URL. Okay, and this is basically a dashboard of it's a security purpose application. And that's it. So that's it for the video. Hope you love this video. There are some fixes, there are some lag behind, and there is something that gives us a clarity how project uh, went from local machines to a servers, and we have run this project on a server, right? So AWS server we are using it. So this is actually a good project, and I'm going to mention it in my resume. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow me for more such projects and updates from my side. Let me know in the comment section if you want more from my side, right? So that's it for the video. That's it, and comment down something that actually helps me to motivate myself. That's it. Bye bye.